Welcome back to the Quiksilver Pro quarterfinals time with the man in blue, the rookie, Michael Rodrigues, the Brazilian, getting things started quickly here against Julian Wilson, the final of the Quiksilver Pro for a second time. And Julian finding some cover as well on his first ride. So a quick exchange here. Both competitors getting a quick barrel ride. Waiting on the numbers to come through, but we're expecting more of these two competitors. This is going to be a fantastic clash. Michael Rodrigues, basically an unknown. How will he perform in the waves here at Kira today? We've gotten rid of all the world champions. We've gotten rid of the former winners. So we're going to have a new champ here at the Quiksilver Pro in 2018 as Julian looks for a second ride here. Remember, he's got that radical separation in his shoulder at the moment, rupturing his AC in the lead up to this contest.
Yeah, and that's right. Look, it's a sand bottom wave, but that's concrete.
Yeah, that fine sand that packs in so hard. And that's probably an interesting point to bring up with Julian.
Oh no, I'm definitely up to be employed. You know, but here's the difference. There's a big difference in this place as we see Michael Rodrigues pulling into a nice one.
A really deep tube here for the Brazilian, trying to set up something else on the inside too.
Yeah, that was a slick one. And then what happened was another beautiful replay here of Michael Rodrigues. So, well, yeah, they're both pretty similar barrels, but. And I went to Gordon Merchant and he said, okay, we'll upgrade it. And that was the next year, was the famous year where Shane Beshan got the 3 perfect 10s and the 997 backup, a record that still stands today. And the men's competition, we've seen all these young new guys coming. We saw the forecast. It's awesome. The locals love it.
Definitely great to see all the icons of the sport down there on that competitors deck, and so many having their brains picked. I know yours gets torn apart during the Quiksilver and Roxy Pope. I definitely always pick your brain when I get the opportunity on where to sit and just how to actually snag away from the crowd. But here we go, a couple of waves being ridden now. Julian trying to reply to Michael Rodrigues on his last ride. He's deep in the barrel, trying to punch his way through that curtain, and he does so. Gets that low road exit.
We had Kelly come, Rob Machado, Martin Potter, Sonny Garcia, the best of the best. And after the third perfect year, Kelly came and said, come on, Bugs, there's got to be a CT. And as we see Julian on the replay here, there's a pretty neat little barrel, not as deep as Michael's, but he answered him pretty well, actually.
Hey, Bugs, you were a major part of sitting on the advisory board when they're doing the sand pumping and developing it and trying to bring back the old Kira. We'll get back to that after this wave.
Michael dropping in late, so he is playing chase at the moment. He's after a 4.28, sets this one up beautifully. The wave just churning through to the inside, and he also gets to lean on that rail, so that's going to be a decent number.
That's the kind of wave you were talking about. It had a bit of a taper on it. He did well. He had to actually slow down in that barrel to hold that tube time in there, and he's going to probably improve on that 2.67. You guys have this pump boat that's putting sand down to surfers that actually creates waves too. I mean, it's everywhere for you guys.
Yeah, sand's everything for us. I mean, I always say, my theory is sand plus surf equals success. It's a pretty simple equation.
He's tracking pretty well in this heat at the moment. I think Michael's had a lot of reps at some decent waves.
Well, this is, he just slows it up here, Pete, and that wave there he gets spat out of it. But you know this, Pete, from big wave surfing and just, rehabbing injuries. Sometimes when you're carrying an injury, you see it in all athletics. I mean, while you're favouring that injury, you're really taking care of your technique.
Yeah, agreed. But this is one of those things where he needs to kind of use that arm for speed control because it is that back arm. And you can see that he really can't hold the wall as much as he probably would have liked to.
Well, Kira will rip it out of your socket.
Here goes Michael Rodrigues, so still chasing down the lead. He's looking for a 4.28. Gets out there on the open face. Let's go of a couple of big cutbacks. It'll be the barrels that will score you the big points here today, though, unless you get completely upside down and blow the judges' minds. I guess made this place known to the surfing world with his performance in Morning of the Earth, the Albie Falzon movie.
Yeah, it really was. And that was... still, one of the iconic surf movies of all time. The soundtrack will always stay with me as we see Michael on the replay there. It's a bit of an answering wave here to Julian Wilson, and that might tighten this heat right up.
Yeah, well, I mean, Julian Wilson did actually up the ante a bit with that 6.
Yeah.
So, again, the stalling technique of Michael Rodrigues, that wave filled up slightly, but he stayed with it.
Well, have a look at this thing for Julian. A bigger set wave. He's well positioned. Ducks under the lip. This is a former pipe master in the barrel. And he easily finds an exit. And now we'll go looking for more on the inside. Can he punch through that curtain? That's that precarious situation for Julian. Fully committed, though, to riding out of that second barrel. Must be something in just the subtle adjustments that these guys have, basically put together with their small wave surfing, that they find those subtle lines inside the barrel to find the clean exits like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, there's no greater, what about the guys from Florida? I mean, there's
the Hopgoods. I mean, that's an example of it.
1 foot Sebastian Inlet and suddenly the best pipe rider ever,
Well, it's pretty funny because, I mean, if you were to, I remember the Hopgoods at Pipeline in their first times that they were showing up there. They had to kind of earn a reputation, as you always do in Hawaii.
Because there is some new names making a very, very solid start here at stop number 1 on the 2018 schedule. Julian Wilson up, having a chance look at that one, trying to improve on a 6.27 to actually perform at your best and generate some numbers. We'll come to that in a moment as Michael Rodrigues again goes looking for the lead. Chasing a big number now. Julian Wilson had an excellent score just moments ago, an 8.17. So he's after a 9.61 at this stage of the games, can still chase down the required heat score total with a couple of rides, but that's not going to be a 9.61. So he's looking for something better than a 4.83 to chip away at the requirement. So I know there's a Masters event over in the Azores later this year. Are you going to get prepped? Are you going to go for that 4th world title?
Yeah, I am, mate. But look, I just want to give a plug also. We've got the Drop Festival happening over here on Saturday night. I'm part of that. We've got a great lineup of music. What a great way to finish the Quiksilver Roxy Pro, then come in and join some live music.
Well, Rabbit, thanks again, mate. A big result here for Julian Wilson. Have a look at that. He's powering his way into the semi-finals now. Michael Rodrigues bundled out the event, but what an impressive result from the rookie.